Good morning and welcome to the daily cyber briefing for Tuesday, the 10th of June. I'm Stephen Ridgway. There are two botnets that are exploiting the Wazoo Server vulnerability that was announced in March. So the CVE for the vulnerability is CVE 2025 24016 with a CVSS score of 9.9. It's a vulnerability based around unsafe deserialization, and it allows for remote code execution on Wazoo servers. Now, Wazoo, as I'm sure many of you know, but perhaps some don't, Wazoo is an open source endpoint intrusion detection solution with with some capabilities for taking actions on endpoints during attacks. It's a very, very cool piece of kit, especially considering it's open source. However, all versions between 4.4.0 and 4.9.1 are vulnerable to this particular deserialization vulnerability. Now, given the nature of Wazoo, it has a server side and it has agents that run on endpoints, various flavors of endpoint, but definitely Linux, macOS, and Windows. Those agents talk back to the Wazoo server. So the Wazoo server can't be completely isolated from the networks. Now, the management interface of the server probably shouldn't be presented to the internet. But given the nature of the way that clients move around, it's entirely possible that the agent ports will be listening out to the internet. So it just depends on the architecture. So you need to think a little bit about how you're firewalling your Wazoo servers as an interim step, as it were, before applying the patches. Not been very articulate, am I today? Never mind. Let's press on anyway. So the solution to it, of course, is patch the servers. Aim for version 4.9.1 or above. In the meantime, if you can, restrict access to the Wazoo server to any of those things that are supposed to be talking to the Wazoo server. Bear in mind that there are variations of the Mirai botnet that are using this vulnerability, actively searching for this vulnerability at the moment. So watch out. If you're running Wazoo and your servers are presented out without protection to the internet and you're running a vulnerable version, it is quite likely that your servers will be, if not already under attack, will be attacked quite soon. I mean, one thing you can say, though, is that if you are running Wazoo on your Wazoo server, at least you should know about it. So on other matters, Elon is introducing a new privacy-focused chat feature to X Twitter. One of the strategies of X is to become more than just a social media tweeting platform. And this is a step in that direction. So it looks like it is going to be going head to head with the likes of Signal and Telegram, and realistically WhatsApp, as well, to some extent, around secure messaging. So this is coming soon. I think it may even be beginning to be rolled out already. So I think Elon's vision for X is more along the lines of China's WeChat, which is it offers something that offers many services all in one. I think, if I remember rightly, the X environment has X money in there as well. So you can already make payments using X. Kind of cool if you want to put all your eggs in one basket, I guess. Certainly something that's worth being aware of and worth thinking about. Also, though, bear in mind, in the UK, this may be banned or it may be messed up by. I don't even think it's well-meaning government regulation. It's just ill-informed ill-informed politicians mucking about with things that they don't really understand. So we'll wait to see what happens in the UK. But if you are using X as one of your platforms for communicating with people, watch out for XChat. It's on its way. And then finally from me for today, Apple is launching a containerisation solution for Linux containers running on Apple OS. This is quite a interesting step. There are containerisation solutions already that run on macOS. Docker being the one that most people know. I think Podman is also fairly common. There's a couple that apparently run, but I haven't tried using them. Orbstack and Lima, don't know how good they are. General feeling is that the performance of these containerization platforms on macOS isn't great. I would kind of agree with that. I mean, I have over the years I've run Docker on Macs a fair amount. It's all right. It's not great. Certainly nothing to write home about. However, it now looks like Apple containerization is going to allow you to run Linux VMs on your Macs, which is great for devs. So hopefully we will see that there is an uptake of this. So aiming to get performance containerization on your Mac, that means that testing in a development environment has suddenly become a whole load easier and more reliable. So anything that makes a developer's life easier has got to be a good thing, because then with all this free time that they've now got, they can do more in the security world, can't they? Expect this to be coming in the next release of macOS, which is referred to as macOS Tahoe. And just for those that care, which some of you must, Apple are changing their numbering scheme. So the current macOS version is version 15 Sequoia. The next one will be 26 Tahoe, because they appear to be changing from sequentially numbering things to numbering them based on the year in which they were released. Which, we'll see. We'll see how well that goes. So watch out for that. Seems kind of cool. Definitely has use in the security field for testing stuff, developing stuff, as I said. So having a more performance containerization environments on Macs is definitely a good thing. However, don't just assume, if you're going to run containerization on your Mac, don't assume that because it's in a container it's safe. Make sure you understand about namespaces, make sure you understand about how the process mapping works and all the rest of it, and you've done the stuff you need to do in order to protect the underlying host from the containers that run. We have spoken about this in the past.